JD, what's going on, my man? It has been way too long, man. And we're playing Liberty. Liberty as a football team. What's going on with that? How you doing, man? Talk to me.
Happy holidays, Chris. Hopefully you had a good Thanksgiving, didn't eat too much. It's I don't want to call it depressing, but it's definitely sad over here in the Demas house with the Ducks not being able to revenge the loss that we had up in Seattle earlier in the season. So I'm looking forward to this episode, and it's just, yeah.
We have show notes, Gitano and I. Gitano puts a lot of effort into, carefully manicuring a rundown for us to follow. But I'm gonna say screw that. I'm sorry, JD. I'm emotional right now. I would like to just jump straight into the tragedy from Friday, and my thoughts. We chatted a little bit earlier. I know we have different takes, same outcome, different takes. I think we came out one of two things, or maybe both. Everyone, national media, local media, anybody, pundits, had been saying if Oregon were to play Washington on a neutral field, it would be a different story. Oregon would dominate. They'd be a different outcome. And I think maybe that got to their head, A, and it became bulletin board material for the Huskies, B, or the other scenario, which both could probably be true, is they were scared. They were scared. You look around at in Las Vegas, a neutral site game, and it looked like a bowl game. It felt like a bowl game. It was. It had all the dressings and all the hype. You have two guys that are, one of them is going to be potentially the Heisman winner, the winner of the, it's the last Pac-12 chip ever. I got my daughter hyped about it, and she intentionally tries to hate football, but she was like, we were watching it together, and she was into it because it was so historic. But yeah, I think from the jump, things changed in the second half. But the first quarter and 12 minutes or so, Washington wanted it. Oregon didn't want it. They didn't want it. They didn't want to be there, or they thought they were better and they didn't have to play their hardest. I don't know, man. I'm ranting. You have a couple specific plays and things you want to point to, so let's hear it.
One of these things, Chris, because we both played sports and we're both very competitive when it comes to Uno, Candyland, charades. All right,
hey, rock, paper, scissors.
To a 2-year-old, I'm not giving an inch to a 50-year-old, okay? It's hard for me to believe that they didn't want it, right? But something, I don't know, and I'm not going to call it coaching, because the first game, Caleb DeBoer outcoached Dan Lanning, right? But this game, Washington wanted it, and to your point, they wanted it more than the Oregon Ducks. There's so much on the line for this game, it was dumb. I think that the tipping point was the Washington having their third receiver back in Manning. He had 120 plus. They kept on throwing the same routes. And when we needed a stop, there was 2 plays. We get the interception from Michael Penix. 2 plays later, Bo's rolling out to the right. For some reason, he decides to throw the ball. Interception, right? And then on the third down in the fourth quarter, 33 Williams, who's a safety, got a club, God bless his heart. He's like 8 yards off, and Manning runs that little, Dunze runs off, and Manning runs a little quick out, and got the 4 yards for the first down. We stop them right there. We get the ball back. And there's a lot of could have been, should have been. To be honest, Washington wanted it more. They outplayed us. I'm not worried about what happened in the first half or the second half because it's the totality of a game is what you got to win. All facets of the game. And Washington wanted it more. This ain't a neutral site game. This was, hey, we're coming out here. We're going to run the ball. Old boy had 110, 15 yards rushing the ball. What did Oregon do this game? We couldn't run the ball at all. What did we do up in Seattle? We ran the ball really well. So there's a few things that Washington did better this game than they didn't do this game.
And that leads us to obviously the loser of that game. I'm not even going to say loser. The team that was not victorious in that game was going to fall in the rankings, fall out of the college football playoff, and fall out of anything that anybody cares about, right? So Oregon's no longer a national story. But the disrespect to have us play Liberty. Dog, I didn't know they had a football team until a couple hours ago. Like, I barely knew they had hoops until our man Henry Barrera went out there and started coaching and sent us some gear to wear on the show. Matter of fact, we might have to get HB on the show. I guarantee he'd hop on with us and talk to us about Liberty. Although, I was watching some documentary. Hold up.
Jerry
give me your
Farewell?
thoughts on. Yeah, bro. Whoa, that's what we're playing. Oh yeah. Man, let's come out some trash talk there. Hold on. That was the one with what's it called? Hillsong, right?
Mm-hmm. Similar to it.
Stop it. I mean, these dudes.
Yeah.
We're playing a team that not only it's Liberty. Listen to some of these teams they played this year, JD. The powerhouses that they had to beat in order to gain the right to play the Mighty Ducks of Oregon. Jacksonville State, Middle Tennessee, Sam Houston, Louisiana Tech, Western Kentucky, Old Dominion, UMass, New Mexico State, UTEP. Dog, what is going on? Are they trying to make a new Gonzaga? Like, is this the Gonzaga of football? Like, you don't have to beat anybody, and we'll let you play against the big dogs. Let's make an example out of him, please, Bo. I really want Bo to play. He's not going to get hurt against these chumps. The Jerry Farewell or whatever the dude's name is, Karma is on our side. I hope
Senior
Bo plays.
or junior, both of them.
Either of them mother effers. But let's talk. Okay, woo! Personal emotion out of it. Let's talk. Give me your take on the Final Four.
Well, that the committee got it right and wrong at the same time. They got it right because I think those are the 4 best teams right now to play. I believe that Washington can win it. If Michael Penix is hot, I don't want to be for the West Coast because I'm like, fuck that. Fuck Washington. Fuck Washington State. Fuck Oregon State. It's all about this O. But at the same time, it'd be cool if the Pac-12 win a championship when we about to dissolve the conference. What is that?
Yeah, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. That's where I will root for the dogs. Yeah, they call them the dogs up here. I'll root for the dogs, but I'll still have some Oregon gear on. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, go Huskies.
And how crazy would that be for Washington to win a outright national championship because they've only shared one, and their quarterback win the Heisman? I think that he's a transfer. Remember, he's a transfer portal guy just like Bo Nix. He was at Indiana with his coach and came over here. And he's turned himself into a top 10 NFL draft pick. I don't think he was on anybody's draft board a couple years ago. And shout out to him and putting in the hard work and staying committed and doing the work. A lot of people, Kobe always says, you got to love the process. You got to get lost in working hard. All right? It's not going to be a microwave. We're going to press the button 2 minutes. Hey, baby, you're warmed up, okay? No. That's not how this works here in football, at least in my mind. But I think it's a good 4. I think Michigan is probably the early favorite, if you're going to be honest. But you got that. Hey, Chris, they play in roll tide, man. And Nick Saban and those boys, they know how to win. And that's just keeping it real. And the other matchup, Texas and Washington, Steve Sarkisian, you know what I'm saying, going against his old team. I think there's some good I think the matchups are great.
I think the matchups are great too. I think there is some organized chaos, and I like it. We talk about this often on this show, that how much we love chaos. The funny thing is, when I was leaving work on Friday, I was talking to the homie that sits nearby, works in IT, both fellow Duck fans in enemy territory, and we were talking about the what ifs, and it was a sure thing Oregon was going to win at the time, just like most people thought. But then we started thinking, what if Alabama beats Georgia and Alabama sneaks in? They were maybe 6 or 7 on the outside looking in before all of this happened. So I really like where we landed. I think that the Texas game is a winnable game for Washington, and I'm with you. I hate the outcome, but I am I'm still going to ride with the Northwest. I'm going to ride with the Pac-12, especially in their final year in existence, which is still, we're going to have to do a farewell pod on that. Anyway, yeah, it's so I like where we're at. We got into a little bit of Heisman talk there. I really thought that I still haven't processed that Oregon lost, because it was, to me, Oregon's going to win. Bo Nix going to win the Heisman, sure thing. But I was watching. Absolutely. I was watching Boger McFarland, and before the Oregon game, he's biased, obviously, but he said anybody that had already cast their votes at that point had voted for the young man from LSU. Anybody that hadn't was waiting to see who won the Oregon-Washington game, and that's where their vote was going to go. So I'm very interested to see how all this plays out. It will be a fascinating Heisman ceremony in New York in a couple weeks.
One thing I always loved about the Heisman, it was always on my birthday weekend, and it's always been fun just to watch it. I think it's I don't know how sad Bo is right now, because the amount of pressure. He's a married man, he's good. However, there's something about the immortality. I'm saying the 2023, the Heisman Memorial, winner is whatever Bo's real name is. Nix. There's something about hearing
Bo's not his real name?
If your daddy named you Bo, something wrong with you.
Bo Jackson, dog.
That's not Bo's real name.
What's his real name? What's his real name, sir?
God, don't put me on the spot.
Nah, bro, you were confident. You got to have the answer. Google that one time. But hey, during this research break, I'm just going to let you know that Bo Nix, I have a lot of respect for the guy. I saw his very first college game in person. It was actually the last college game I went to, I think. Down there at the Cowboys Stadium at AT&T. When Auburn played Oregon, me and Crystal went down there, met it with a couple of friends. We had some terrible seats. Somehow found our way into a suite, and this freshman kid named Nix was just tearing us apart. And then
Vincent
you know,
Edward Jackson.
that's his name.
Yep, Vincent.
Dog, that's his name's. He went to a high school named Pinson. His real name is Vincent.
Vincent. Wow.
Are you sure
Bo's
that's
real
his
name is Bo Chapman. Wow.
Wait, what?
Did not expect that, Chris.
Bro, are you looking up like Urban Dictionary? Where's your sources? I'm on Wikipedia and I'm
Bo
seeing
Jackson's
nothing.
real name is Vincent.
Oh, Bo Jackson. All right. What do we got for Bo Nix?
Bo
Though?
is
I think
Bo.
Bo is Bo. Yeah, and his pops was a quarterback at Auburn. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Hey, they got his Wikipedia, and it's an Auburn shirt. I kind of want to go on Wikipedia as a contributor and update this for the young man. You know, do the world a service. Check it out. Check it out.
You can do that with Wikipedia.
But, you know what I'm saying?
Okay,
You see that?
yeah, that's him. I guess his name. But here's the thing: what I don't want to happen. Here's what you talked about something with Booger,
Mm-hmm.
and if Bo finishes third in the Heisman race, that lets me know that they voted after this game because
exactly.
Jaden Daniels from LSU. I don't care. You didn't have, we saw you play at Arizona State, dog, okay, with Herm Edwards, okay? All right? No. So we already know what you look like, what you've been through, okay? So if Bo finishes third, then I don't believe these Heisman voters because really.
Well, they have the right to vote. They have the right to vote at the last minute, right? It's they didn't do nothing wrong, bro.
I guess. But
if it went our way.
Okay, but my question is this, though, Chris. The conference championship game should it matter or not matter when it comes to that? Because you play those 11, 12 games.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody gets to play in the conference championship game. Because Oregon should have not even been in the conference championship game because the Pac-12 redesigned the divisions because it would have been Washington against Arizona. So Bo is like, Bo finished the season real good. We got a loss that we shouldn't even have.
You think he's gonna play in the bowl game?
I don't know. I don't know.
No, you got to tell me right now. What's your take, bro? I have a take.
I hope he plays. I think he should play. You got
not what he should. Play. Is he going to?
No.
Oh, I'm saying yes. Let's put $3 on it.
Whatever
crypto
you
money.
Put.
I'll crypto pay you.
All right,
I mean, you'll crypto pay me.
That's on Crypt. So the one glaring thing with these four teams, Chris, and we haven't got to this, is that Florida State, an undefeated team, left out. What do you think about that? You go 13-0, and you don't even get to play for the chip, Chris.
I would be mad if I were a Florida State fan because of the treatment Liberty got going 12-0 against a bunch of fucking D2 schools and high school all-stars. And if they're going to reward a team going undefeated against trash competition, at least give a team from the ACC. I know the ACC is not a power conference, but at least give them the same treatment. You know what I'm saying? It's not consistent from the top to the mid to the bottom in terms of beating teams that, may or may not be substantial opponents, and how your record comes out to be and your reward for that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a travesty for those kids.
100%.
This is, minor league football now, and we got people who are dictating the futures of these young men on playing this sport, and it's a travesty, Chris. It really is. That you can go 13-0, win the ACC. The ACC has produced 3 national championships in the last 10 years. Okay?
Are they
It's
all
not
FSU?
No, one. You got Clemson.
Oh,
If this was Clemson,
yeah, sunshine.
I'm just saying, if this was Clemson.
If it was Clemson, they'd be in it. They have.
Oh.
Ironically, this is something that we're having to come to grips with as millennials. Clemson has a better football brand than FSU does. But when we were growing up, Clemson, they have a football team. It's all about FSU, you know? Deion Sanders.
So I just think that, I really think that that's really sad for the ACC on a program that has won more national championships as a conference, right, than the Big Ten, Big 12 combined in the last 20 years.
Bet. Hey, so I'm going to stay on
really
this.
sad.
I'm going to stay on this theme of sadness, you know, and I'm going to pivot up here back to the Northwest. Even though you're from the Northwest, you're not a fan of this team, but by default, I support this team in a bandwagon basis, and that is the Seattle Seahawks of the Professional National League, the NFL, the NFC. Woo! That
was a good game, Chris. That was a good game Thursday.
It was a good game, and I have kind of I get a pulse of the city and how they're feeling when I go to work, because a lot of people from all over the Seattle area coming into work, and you know, we're required to come into work at least 3 days a week, and so people are going to be there at some point. And Thursdays, it's usually Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays are the days people are there. So Thursday, they're they have their Blue Friday up here in Seattle, where everyone wears blue to work on a Seahawks game week. Now you compound that with it being a weekday game on a national stage against a national brand. People were hyped, right? Like, this was the one. Dak had so much MVP talk coming into the game, and the Cowboys, they're America's team. No matter what their record is, they're going to be a draw. And the Seahawks have kind of been like, are they a good team or not? Right? Like, you beat the Lions, you really you lose some terrible games, and you win some games you shouldn't be winning. It's one of those teams where, like, what are you, right? And this is going to be a good measuring stick. DK Metcalf is Megatron 2.0. And, oh yeah, bro. Are you serious? That dude is a beast out there. Give him time. Give him time. He'll have a longer career. He's not going to bounce like Megatron did. Speaking of that, side note, you should watch Bye Bye Barry. Speaking of the Lions and dudes.
It's a great documentary on Hulu. I watched it with Kai.
Loved it. Yeah. Oh, it's on Hulu. I watched it on the Prime.
Or whatever streaming service. I watched it with Kai. And she was into it.
I was watching the Kelsey one before that, and it gave me the prompt to watch that after. But the Kelsey one was good too. I tricked Presley into watching it, saying that Taylor Swift was going to be on it, and it wasn't true. But so it was a good showing by the Seahawks. DK looked great. Geno is not him. It's got to be Pete's last year. He can't.
You're gonna fire the only
no. On his own, by his own choice. Unless he coaches
himself out of the game.
I'm just saying, unless, like, at his age, he has to play with a lot of enthusiasm, right? He has to coach with a lot of enthusiasm, and that's hard to sustain in your mid 70s. With kids that are 20 years old and losing you games. I don't know. You know, we were talking about Belichick last week wanting to leave on his own. I think Pete, I don't know. If he wants to find another job and go out on a high, I think the time is now to make that change. But if he's going to stick it out with the Seahawks, then maybe he has a couple more. But anyway, it was a measuring stick. It was a terrible taste in our mouth. We're still in the hunt. But learned a lot. Sorry,
so this is my question for you then, Chris.
Holler.
Seahawks, Cowboys, right?
Yep.
Who's the contender? Who's the pretender?
Oh, the contender is the Cowboys, and the pretender is the Seahawks. I mean, of course. But
And that's the topic right here, real quick, is the contenders and pretenders of the NFL. Because
mhm.
the pretenders, right, are the Cowboys in my mind. I think they're a pretender. I think they want to be tough. We'll see. That was a good game for the Cowboys. Pete Carroll was 36-0 when scoring more than 35 points. They lost this week, so you can add an L to that one. Dak has figured it out. Hey, CeeDee Lamb, he's him. And starting to
he is the man.
He's him. It's
Did you know
funny,
that?
Chris. Your
Did you know
camera
that Dak?
keeps wanting to show your wife in this episode.
Oh, it's doing face find. It's doing face find, bro. Woo! Why doesn't it go to code?
So I got a question for you. All right, so give me 2 contenders on your list real quick. Give me 2 contenders.
2 contenders? You're talking about teams that are like on the bubble or like?
No, contenders. Teams that are vying for a playoff Super Bowl. Like, who are the contenders, Chris? We
for
did
a
our
Super
top
Bowl.
5.
Yeah,
we did top 5. We need. Who are the contenders now? We're after Thanksgiving. We're in December football right now. Okay.
Okay.
We've got 5 weeks left. Who are your contenders?
I'm gonna go NFC first, AFC second. And can I give you pretenders at the same time, or do you want to separate? We go contender, pretender.
Give it to me however. Give it to me raw.
I'm gonna give you both. All right. My contenders in the NFC are the Eagles, the Cowboys, and the Lions.
No 49ers.
My pretenders are the Niners.
Wow, that's a bold one.
And then I'm going to go, the Rams are somehow sneaking into this thing. The Rams are still a pretender to me. And I think the Vikings are kind of on they have some momentum, but I think they're a pretender as well. Anybody not named the Eagles or the Lions in the NFC, I think they're a pretender to me. Despite what happened today. I'm going to go AFC now. I got my contenders. We got Chiefs. You got your boy, CJ Stroud and the Texans. And then I got the Bengals. The Bengals have been there. They're getting a slow ramp to the season. A very slow burn, but they're going to catch a hot streak. They're going to catch a burner and hit the playoffs hot. No one's going to be ready for Joe Burrow.
Their quarterback is hurt, Chris.
Hey, how long is he out? Watch them surprise some people. That's my hot take. That's my hot take.
Okay.
Pretenders. The Dolphins are pretenders. I'm sorry, man. You can set all the records you want. You can be the flashiest team. You can have the best record, but they're a pretender. And I'm sorry, until I see it with my own 2 eyes of the Ravens not falling off the absolute map after week 12, and it's week 12 now, so we'll see. I think the Ravens are pretenders because Lamar Jackson has never proven it after this point in the season. Holler at me.
I love how your camera is just following you, man. Like,
I know, I gotta turn this shit off. I gotta turn this shit off. Get off me.
This is amazing. Like, guys, you're out here like Taylor Swift. All right.
Hey.
I'm gonna start with the AFC. I really only believe there's only one contender in the AFC, and that's Kansas City. That's it. The rest of these
only
teams,
them.
That's it. Okay, Chris. Patrick Mahomes has played 12 playoff games. Chris, I'm going to ask you a question real quick. Patrick Mahomes has played 12 playoff games. How many of those playoff games has he played on the road?
Probably 2.
0. He's never played a road playoff game.
Well, they're about to have a road. They're about to have a road game if they don't take care of. They're down 9 to Green Bay right now, about to be the fourth quarter. Hey, if they don't take care of things, they might fall into having to play a road game. But you're still saying they're a contender. You're still saying they're a contender.
They're the only contender because
even though based on everything you just presented was that Pat Mahomes is untested on the road in the playoffs, and it looks like they're going to have to play a road playoff game, and you're still saying they're a contender. That is the utmost respect.
That's why I'm just giving our audience, Chris, the stats. All right, the God honest facts that this man has played 12 playoff games in his career, Chris, and he hasn't played a road one. Come on, man.
Okay.
Yeah. So that has, and so this is what I was going to get to, is that as much as that has something to do with him, that has something to do with the other teams in the conference.
Not being good enough?
Okay. What are you supposed to do, Chris? If you go undefeated, I can only beat who's in front of me.
Yeah, but they've had some terrible losses this year.
Well, I mean, it is what it is. This is football. It's a long season. All right.
They're about to lose.
Loss. Well, hey, show me some love, okay? Show Jordan Love some love, all right? He's playing decent. I'm just saying that there's only one real contender because Joe Burrow's hurt. If Joe Burrow wasn't hurt, all right, I would say that. But Josh Allen, man, he's fake as a $2 bill, all right? His coach is turned up, burnt. You got your defensive linemen out here slapping on pregnant women and stuff. I'm just saying, man, this shit is it's a wash, Chris. I don't trust anybody else in the AFC. Tua, love you, but you know what I'm saying? Like Tyreek did today, you know what I'm saying? Buckle up, all right? We'll see what happens come to playoff time. Can y'all win a road game? Can y'all beat a decent team? All these things are true. Baltimore is the one. Hold on, let me finish real quick. Baltimore is the one team that can show you something. However, when you have the losses that they have to the really bad, I can't call Indianapolis a bad team because they're 7-5. But these certain losses that you have that what they call
they're yeah, but those teams are like fallbacks. They're like because no one else is good enough, they're in that spot. You know what I'm saying? Like
I guess, but at the same time, Chris, you know,
that's also Jacksonville. That's Pittsburgh. That's Cleveland.
Yeah.
That's
all
the
those teams
half pretenders. Yep.
So guess what?
Okay.
So that's
give me this.
That's my list.
Okay, let me ask you a question, a hypothetical. Let's say somehow, okay? Don't get literal with me. But let's say the Buffalo Bills are hosting a home wild card playoff game in the snow, and Patrick Mahomes has to go up there.
Not gonna happen because they would.
I was not asking if it was going to happen. I was saying
I'm still taking. Listen, I'm still taking my boy with the complexion for the protection. All right, that's Patrick Mahomes. All right, I'm still taking him. All right, that's the Mike Jordan. You see this guy in my background, Chris?
I seen him.
Mike. All right. Well, Patrick LeVar II is Mike Jordan of the football field right now. Period. Point
really
blank.
Is.
Ain't no questions about it. All right. So
or like this young man over here though.
All right.
Young Cole.
Listen, my NFC pretenders. This might hurt your feelings. It's your boy Detroit, Jared Goff. Those guys are pretenders,
bro. You're a pretender.
How? Okay. Well, Jared Goff is a pretender, and Dak Fitzgerald Prescott is a pretender of the utmost degree. All right. You need to zoom back a little bit because I see those little pimples in your beard and shit. All right. And there's the pretenders. That's it. The contenders are real easy. It's Brock Purdy and Jalen Hurts. That's what it goes down to. Today, the 49ers went out there and they called out an old taking you behind the woodshed ass whooping. And that's what it was. You know, the 49ers went into Philly wearing all black. For some reason, I'm like, what y'all going to a funeral for? You know what I'm saying? They still got a better record than y'all. But,
yeah.
So,
okay,
those
so
are my pretenders and contenders.
All right, so you're telling me that you don't believe in the Cowboys if they have home field advantage. So here's my thing, okay? I like to think about mindset, right? Like in egos and comfort and how all that plays into it. And Dak is a different dude since he doesn't have Zeke there, and he doesn't have to worry about splitting the stardom. He seems more comfortable. He seems like he is more in control and owns his successes and failures in a different way. And I was watching a couple of shows where we're talking about him as an MVP candidate, and what it comes down to, I think they play Philadelphia in a couple weeks, maybe this week. Let's see.
Next week?
Yeah.
Next week?
If he wins that game, he will be the MVP of the league. If he loses game, Jalen Hurts will be.
I agree. And here's the other thing. At the end of the season,
so you're telling me if he wins the game and he's MVP, they're still pretenders?
No, he can transform. But here's what I'm going to tell you, Chris, at the end of the day.
So, hold on one sec. So these are contenders and pretenders as of December 3rd at 7:30 p.m. before this.
8 o'clock. Yeah.
Okay, so it can change.
Hey, it's a fluid situation. We're fluid here.
All right. Say less.
We're fluid. Here's the key matchup, Chris. Detroit and Dallas play Week 18.
Okay, so
that's gonna tell. Like that game right there is gonna be for seeding, and I believe that's gonna tell you.
Or if Dak wins, okay, let's go out on a limb and say that Dallas wins against Philadelphia. If they end up winning that game, do you think the MVP rides on Dallas beating Detroit, or do you think beating Philadelphia is enough for Dak to win the MVP?
Oh no, Dallas has to, because they're playing at home. Dallas has to beat Philly.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let's go out and let's assume that has happened. Does he then have to beat Detroit on that last game to win MVP, or is it already a loss?
Because that's the seeding. You know what I mean? Like you're fighting for, now you're going to be the number 2 or number 5 seed. Because if you win that game, right? Now you're talking about if Philly, hypothetical, if Philly, Dallas beats them next week. Now you have the same record, and now you have to win out. And so therefore Dallas and playing Detroit, that's going to be a tough game. But
that'll probably have home field implications. And last question on the NFL, I want to talk about a team that is 4-8 right now, just for a brief second. And they have a quarterback out there in New York for the Jets that is trying to come back to a 4-8 team. And I think it's a good idea that Aaron Rodgers comes back and plays a couple of games. I think you feel otherwise. Let's hear your take first.
I think Aaron Rodgers is one of these guys. He's trying to be mythical. He's so good. He can come back from a torn Achilles in the same season, Chris. He's trying to be the legend of lore like Jack Youngblood. I played with a broken leg in the Super Bowl.
Willis Reed.
All right, I'm limping out here, and I'm going to put buckets on Wilt Chamberlain. You feel me?
Okay.
That's where Aaron Rodgers, he's like this. Hey, did you get the vaccine? Yeah, human eyes.
Okay. Yeah, no, he tried to slip him some wordsmith there. I'm gonna slip slip another word that he used and spelled out for folks in his career, and that is RELAX. And I think he's trying to do that for the JETS fans and give them a couple of games of I'm sorry I got hurt. This is what you paid for. And this is what next season is going to be all about. Because Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay was a really reserved dude. You know, he had that weird shit going on with his brother. And, like, it just a lot of drama, right? When he signed with the Jets, I saw that man featured in so many photos around town at different events in New York, going to Knicks games, sitting courtside with Sauce Gardner. Like, he was trying to be the face of the franchise and the face of the revival of the franchise. And so I think he's trying to come back for those reasons and not for the narcissistic reasons that you mentioned.
I think everything is true what we're both saying, Chris. I just think
they can both be true. They can both be true.
We're not stating unfacts, you know what I'm saying? Because everything I said is true. I don't know for certain, but I'm telling you, he wants to be liked, Chris, in my mind, so like much it's stupid. Like, bro.
I don't know if we're talking about the same dude. Because
I like New York Aaron. You know what I'm saying? He got a different
Let's see what he does. Exactly. So you're saying the jury's still out. Jury's still out. We'll leave it at that.
Absolutely. I love watching his appearance on the Pat McAfee show. I mean, I wish we could pull up a couple clips, but the Pat McAfee show is
those dudes don't copyright us. They'll copyright us. We can't. But
the Pat McAfee show is the standard when it comes to these TV shows. I love all those guys on the show. Everybody.
The standard is the standard. But hey, I need to flip on you, man, because it's been 39 minutes, and I love football, right? Like, it is easily my second favorite sport. But can we talk about some motherfucking hoops for one time? Golly, and I know this is why you were procrastinating. Because somebody had the biggest loss of their career recently. The Lakers got smacked the other day. Biggest loss of LeBron's career. Holler at me. Give me an excuse.
Okay. The excuse is this. Hey, did you saw that number, right? The same age as Mike Jordan got his loss. The same age LeBron got that loss.
What you trying to say? Nothing. That's a coincidence. That has nothing to do with nothing.
The same age and day, Chris?
It was the same day? Same day, like to the day?
I'm saying their age different. So the age. So LeBron was 38 and 330-something days old when he got this loss. And Michael Jordan was the same age, 38 years old, 330-something days old.
Yeah, tell me the team.
Loss.
Okay, hey, one time, JD, I don't have it in front of me, but I think I know the answer. Could you please tell me the team that Michael Jordan was playing for at that time?
That is the irrelevant fact, okay, Chris?
No, because I want to Google it. I want to look it up. I want to see the box score. So what was the team called?
The Washington Wizards.
The
Washington Wizards. Yeah.
Oh, and he was playing for them when they had that big loss. But I guarantee that wasn't the biggest loss in franchise history. That was an average Tuesday for those motherfuckers.
Okay, Chris, look. One thing
That's a cute stat. That's a cute stat, but you're not distracting me from the facts.
No. One thing we do not do on this television programming here is talk bad about the 17-time NBA champion Los Angeles Lakers, okay?
I won't talk bad about my man over
here. Another thing we're not going to do is talk bad about our fellow classman, LeBron James, who at 38 years old is still out here giving these guys buckets. So
I'll give him that.
To congratulate these gentlemen. He's 38, Chris.
I'll give him that. Yeah, he's old. He's old.
Okay.
But is he the GOAT? Hey, is LeBron the GOAT? No.
This guy
is Mike. No, Kobe is.
I ain't put up no LeBron James poster. I ain't putting up no Kobe pit. It's this guy right here, okay? Why you hating, man?
You mean this guy right here?
Saying.
Woo! Look what I did to him! Oh, you mean that guy right there? Let's get him with the hologram.
Okay. So look, Chris. We got the NBA season tournament.
Mm-hmm.
just came out. We got the
Yeah.
seedings. Lakers,
I wasn't paying.
Phoenix.
I wasn't paying that close attention. I didn't know it was over so quick. I'm kind of sad. I wanted to see more pool play.
Why? You want to see the Blazers lose some more?
Yeah. Why not? I like the court. Me and Lil Penny like the court.
Come on, Chris. Let's get back to basics here, okay? Let's just keep it real. So, on Tuesday, we got the Lakers and Suns, and we got the Kings and Pelicans. We get Zion. Zion looking like he ready to play some ball, Chris.
Yeah, Zion is kind of killing
Fox.
it.
And De'Aaron Fox in Sacramento looking like, you know what I'm saying? Hey,
jokes aside,
really
JD. Jokes aside, all right. The answer is kind of obvious, I think, so I'm not even going to ask the question, but I'm going to rephrase it into a statement. The Pacers and the Pelicans and the Kings a little bit, this is a huge opportunity for them to change the national perception. Tyrese Halliburton has the ugliest game on the planet, other than left-handed homeboy from Dame's backup. Dude we hate. What's his name? I don't even like to say his name.
Cameron Payne.
Yeah, he gives me pain to watch him shoot a basketball. But Halliburton's jumper is nasty, but it's effective. The stats he's putting up are James Harden-esque or shy Gilgeous Alexander-esque. And the dude, he deserves some respect. He dominated the Blazers after I think it was a back-to-back for them. He's been putting up ridiculous stats. So for them to get on the national map a little bit, I think is good. Just for the sport, to get Indiana back into relevancy. New Orleans is weird to me. I've never felt like they were a solid team ever since they did that. What was this, 2013 or something, when they got Boogie Cousins and AD down there together? Maybe it's 2018, whatever. And they started just shifting pieces around, and they had these liquid assets, starting with Boogie, and then AD, and then it just BI and Zion and CJ are a formidable team, a formidable trio, but it still doesn't feel solid to me. So I think they're going to get bucked by the Kings easily. I think the Suns are going to make quick work of your Lakers, and I think the Kings might actually make it out of the West. And I think the Pacers will take down the Celtics because they're hungry, because they really want it.
Porzingis is hurt.
And like my man Jason Kelsey says, hungry dogs run faster. And so I think the Pacers are going to outrun the Celtics. I hope they wear throwback uniforms in that game and give us some Reggie Miller vibes from those battles they had back in the 90s. The Bucks are going to I don't even know what it is, a best of 7, best of 5, best of 1, but that's not even going to be a contest. We're going to have Bucks versus Pacers. Bucks are going to win that out, so we're going to have a Bucks-Kings final, and I kind of like the Kings right there. I kind of like the Kings wanting it more. The Bucks are still trying to figure it out. They're more concerned with the playoffs themselves, so I have the Kings taking the in-season tournament.
Oh, man, you already know my answer, man. This is going to be Lakers-Celtics. Lakers in 1, okay? And that's facts, no cap, okay? And that's what the NBA wants, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
So you get Lakers-Celtics in Vegas for the in-season tournament? Hey, you know.
NBA wants that, but do the players give a damn? I think Halliburton, De'Aaron Fox can have something to do with that.
Well, I got a question for you though, because we're talking about Milwaukee.
Yup.
And I don't know if I'm really this Giannis and Dame connection. I don't see it. There's something off there, Chris.
Yeah, I have a take.
There's something off. And my question is real quick. Not even hypothetical. I don't even why I said that. My question is, who won this trade? Blazers or Milwaukee? Who won that trade?
So I'm seeing some things float around. Hindsight's 2020. Everybody wants to be an armchair GM, and let's not get it twisted. It was November last week, so we're still in the infancy of the season.
Absolutely.
And that being said, I saw some stuff floating around saying that Jaime Jaquez or Jamie Jaquez or whatever dude from UCLA that plays for Miami, that there was kind of a straw poll taken with GMs on whose future would you rather invest in between him and Dame, and it was
What?
The rookie, yeah, and it's probably because of salary cap reasons and whatnot. But
Absolutely.
so there's already, and I say that just to say there's early speculation, and dudes are idiots. But Dame's been in the league for more years than most people remember. He's a pros pro. Giannis is a pros pro. They're learning to play with each other, and it's not just those two on the team. And it is
the whole team.
It's going to come together at the right time. They know what they're doing. They know how long an NBA season is. They know when the important inflection points are within an NBA season, and it is not December 3rd. So haters going to say anything they want right now, but that team is going to be coming out of the East in June.
I think that they got the wrong coach.
Oh yeah, once he fired Terry Stotts, he was the wrong coach. So
I think that
I would love to see a shakeup.
Nothing to do. I think that, when I heard what happened with why they got rid of Terry Stotts and everything, I understand it. However,
Adrian Griffin's
watching the in and outs of how Milwaukee has progressed and what has transpired in-game action, I don't think he is the right coach. And period. I think they should have kept Budenholzer. I think he is a championship coach. I think if they knew they were getting Dame, they would have kept him. They would not put a rookie head coach there. That Dame thing came together at the last minute. Exactly. And I think that's the chess move, is to figure out how and who's going to coach this team, because I don't think Adrian Griffin is that good of a coach, because they suck right now. They suck, Chris. Period. Point blank.
I wouldn't say they suck. I would say they're not living up to expectations.
Well,
I think it's the process.
I saw this on the internet, and Scoot Henderson. I'm sorry, bro.
Ha!
Said,
welcome to the club. It's good to have you.
Scoot Henderson, his swag is off, bro. His swag is off.
Rewind to an earlier episode. I've been saying this since day one. He thinks he is Kobe. He thinks, honestly, both those twins are way better than him, and they carry themselves like humble rookies. Fucking hate Scoot Henderson. Fuck him.
I'm sorry, man. I can't. It is hard to watch him.
Terrible, can't shoot, not as athletic as he should be, and it, like Kevin Duckworth is rolling over in his grave with you wearing his number, motherfucker.
That's the first point. Get you a number, get you a real number, 1 through 100,
yeah,
through 99, something.
I hate
get
that.
Get you a real number, bro. Get you a haircut.
Yeah.
Cut your hair. Your braids ain't right. Your braider looks bad.
And you know what? Follow Malcolm.
High socks.
Follow Malcolm Brogdon.
Glasses.
Follow Malcolm Brogdon around 24/7 and learn how to be a professional.
That's where Scoot has got me wrong. And
I can't wait till Anthony Simons comes back, and his playing time is cut even more, because Simons and Shaedon Sharpe together. And honestly, Jeremy Grant, I was hard on him early, but he's playing nice. He's playing real nice, bro. And
that's a solid threesome.
And give me Ayton in the middle. Give me Ayton in the middle, and Matthias Thibault on the wing. Just get Scoot Henderson's a distraction, because he was such a high pick. They have to play him. Get that.
Milwaukee won the trade.
Oh yeah.
Milwaukee won the trade.
Oh yeah, I forgot what the question was, but yeah.
That's who won the trade. That was the question, Chris. And watching Scoot, I'm just. Listen, hey, Charlotte did good by taking Brandon Miller. He looks really nice.
Hey, I saw
Thompson twins.
Hey, the Thompson
look
twins,
nice.
Brandon Miller, all that. I wonder if the Blazers thought they were going to get Brandon Miller, and that's why they traded Dame. Because you already have Simons, you already have Shaden Sharp. Why do you throw another fucking just a tree stump
You
of
throw
a
Brandon
point guard?
Miller, Simons, and Shaden Sharp?
And Jeremy Grant and Ayton? That five? I think that's my new take. Is Joe Cronin really thought he was going to get Brandon Miller, and that's why he made the trade, and he got stuck with Scoot Henderson, and he's trying to act like it. He's trying to do the best he can.
So the best you can. So I want to pivot real quick to a winner, because the Blazers are not winning right now, and the one winner that we got this year is Max Verstappen from Red Bull Racing. He won 19 races, Chris. This is just I gotta.
I'm gonna give you the stage. I'm gonna give you the stage. You get the whole screen right now to talk about F1. Let's go.
Max Verstappen and the Red Bull team. They won the race in Vegas. They ended the season in Abu Dhabi, winning again. It's incredible to think that this guy won 19 races. It's unstoppable. He stopped Lewis Hamilton right in his tracks. Lewis finished third. His partner from Red Bull, Sergio Perez, finished second. But winning 19 races, pretty unstoppable.
Kind of like the Conference of Champions, RIP, man. And let's end the show on the same note we started it with, on a sad note, I'm going to say, and then we'll flip it back to a happy note around the holidays, but my favorite Pac-10 moment, my favorite Pac-10 12 memory, Kenny Wheaton's going to score! Kenny Wheaton's going to score! Bro, between that, beating OSU in the Rose Bowl, and in the Civil War to go to the Rose Bowl with Masoli at quarterback and LeGarrette 1-2 punch at the running back. Just the Sup With You Girl and the I Smell Roses, the part 2. Man, it's been a good ride. There's so many other memories. I'm not as close to the Ducks as I was, but RIP and good night to the Pac-12. JD, what are your remarks on the Pac-12?
See, the thing is, Chris, the Pac-12 is not just football; it's basketball.
Talk to me.
So we're losing our Arizona, UCLA.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
the Jason Gardner, Gilbert Arenas, Richard Jefferson, Lauren Woods teams.
That triple alley-oop right there, like Luke Ridnour,
Luke Jackson, Alex Scales, Fred Jones. Where are we going, man? Salim leading the league in 3-point percentage, leading the country in 3-point percentage.
Like this football, it's football, but Chris, we're basketball heads.
And you know what?
Like the real core.
And
let's just keep it real.
We live in Westbrook. Toby Bailey. Let's go back. Let's go to the Ed O'Bannon brothers. Let's go to the O'Bannon brothers
in Washington.
Nate Robinson.
Detroit. The Washington teams at that time.
Hey, fuck it. Shout out Klay Thompson. I'll give a shout out to Pullman. Even let's go down to Reggie Bush. Let's go to Matt Leinart. Let's shout out Pete Carroll. Snoop Dogg back then.
We can do Pat Tillman. You know what I'm saying?
It is a trap. Marshawn Lynch ghost riding the whip. Andrew Luck, even though I hate Stanford. We'll go.
You know what I mean? These are the legends of the sport, and the conference is gone, Chris.
And you made a great point, because we live in a football country. Wherever you go, I was telling my kids about it. It's just football is what people care about. But we forget the Conference of Champions was coined after Mr. John Wooden winning all those chippies. Bill Walton never not winning a chip. Lou Alcindor never not winning a chip. And the Conference of Champions, we got Cameron Dollar, we got Ed O'Bannon, we got all of those UCLA teams. It's a sad day, man. I'm gonna be optimistic, and I'm gonna keep hope that someday, somewhere, we will have a Pac-12, Pac-10, Pac-8, Pac-4, whatever you want to call it, back together again. And you know what? I'll even give a little bit of love to Oregon State. Steven Jackson, the Rogers brothers. Like, those were fun years.
Terry Baker, man, Heisman Trophy winner.
Oh, we're going way back. Well, I mean, we can, the Samoan dude that was quarterback for a while. Like, they had, formidable teams.
Come on, man.
Ocho Cinco. Ocho Cinco and Hoosh Manzada, and John Smith.
This conference, man.
Yeah.
Let's not get it messed up, man.
Well, JD, I want to flip. I want to flip it though. That was sad. The holidays are emotional, and I want to hear your as we lead into the holiday season. What's your favorite Christmas Day moment growing up, as a kid or as a father?
I got two. I'm gonna start as a kid. It was when I got my Nintendo NES.
Hey.
1988. We were in Sun River at the rented a house out there in Sun River, and I remember getting that thing and just going up to the duck hunter and having my gun right here at the TV. I wasn't even back here. You know what I'm saying? I was right here, plop, plop, plop. And as a father, this goes out to my late mom. I miss you, Mama. She bought my daughter the big old Barbie dream house. And
back when that's all you could ever want as a little girl, I bet.
And we wrapped it up and put it at the door. And side note, I said, baby, if you want something, you gotta pray for it.
Oh.
We would pray, thank you, Jesus. You know what I'm saying, for everything. We want the Barbie dream house. And she prayed for it.
That's what's up.
The Barbie house was wrapped up, put out, and I had just got off work because I was working graveyard at the time, and we had it outside in front of the door and said, Kaya, somebody knocked on the door. And she went out there and grabbed it, and sure enough, there's the Barbie dream house. That Christmas, I also got her, and it was funny, is I remember, because I got a picture of it, Chris, I should send it to you.
Yeah.
But Kaya got them Jordan 11, the Carolina Blue joints.
Ooh, yeah.
You remember when them came out on Christmas time some years ago?
Oh yeah.
Kai had the Barbie Dream House, then patent leather, all white J's.
Hey.
But that was probably one of my favorite moments as a father.
Okay, so mine as a kid growing up, I'm a big fan and a big believer in surprises, right? Like, I hate when people know what they're gonna get when they're opening it, right? Like, even if they ask for something and all signs are pointing towards them getting that, I like the element of surprise, because that's what the holidays are all about. Birthdays, Christmas, everything in between. Like, I will bend over backwards, not only to surprise, people, but to do it on the day. I hate celebrating a birthday on a Saturday when your birthday's on Wednesday. Like, no, we're going to do something Wednesday. We can do something Saturday too, but no, your birthday is this day. So growing up, I remember specifically, it was, back at the time, remember East Bay, trying to order stuff. You don't know, if they still have the inventory or not, because you look something up in a magazine and then you order it on the I can't imagine what that was like. But I wanted a Michael Finley Phoenix Suns jersey, because I'm a fan of not the obscure, but the non-mainstream, and that was Jason Kidd and all these other players at the time. But I wanted Michael Finley, and I wanted the black jersey, right? And I was like, there's no way. They don't even have it in East Bay. There's no way my mom's going to get this. But sure enough, we're at D Sands Hotel right there in Lincoln City. That was our spot. Opened up, got a black Michael Finley jersey on Christmas. I was probably 12 years old, 11 years old. Wore that thing.
Dallas Mavericks?
No, Phoenix Suns. The all black. And they didn't have... Yeah,
Michael Finley played for the Suns first?
Yeah, bro. Don't make me pull up pictures afterwards or before. I don't know. But then as a father, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love the surprise thing, right? And so this was probably 2020. maybe 21, and the Oculus Quest had come out, and my kids had wanted one, and I was like, oh, we can't, I don't believe in that. That thing's garbage. Whatever, you're gonna turn into a zombie, and was just downplaying it the whole time. Little did they know, I got that Black Friday lick off Amazon, and the second they opened it, you should have seen that. There are very few things in life that are as rewarding as seeing your kids genuinely happy, and them at that time seeing the Oculus and just playing it until it died, charging it up, play it till it dies, charge it up, play it till it dies. That was one of the most rewarding experiences as a father. Got pictures of it.
I've never played the Oculus.
Well, here's the thing though. When you beat the game, it's like, all right, what's next? And so they beat all the games that we had, and so nobody plays that thing anymore. But hey, those are my two, man. And hey, JD, we had a great show, man. We miss you, Junior. We would love to see you here. It's not the same three-headed monster with the two of us, but back to our roots, me and JD, I think we did a decent job holding it down. We'll probably catch you on the next one, man. And a week and a half to right before Christmas, I think.
We'll do an end of the season review, all sports, go over champions and winners and losers. I think that, it's a great way to end the season, Chris. Mm-hmm. And I'm always appreciative, when we get together.
Hey, until next time, my guy. Peace.